Skyzone.Society.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the Zone Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? I'm your boy Big B. Who that over there though?
Yo, man, I go by the name of COOLC, better known as Cool C, better known as Corey, big baby. What's happening?
Yes, man. You good, bro?
Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm good.
Already.
The energy, I'm having a nervous energy, and as you can see, and as everyone will be able to see, what I'm wearing is going to be the topic of a great deal of our opening discussion here about the Lakers. I mean, everything else is good.
All
the Lakers, man, we gonna hop into it, man. So you just let me know when you ready.
Hey, man. Yo, man. First of all, man, shout out to everybody that's been doing the podcast via SoundCloud, Instagram, or YouTube. We appreciate you watching the clips or just tuning in when you can, when you're at work, playing the audio, kicking back, watching the visual on YouTube. We appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? The podcast is sponsored by no other than the brand Skyzone.Society. Make sure y'all get that merch at Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com, baby. Shop there. Shop online and stay safe, baby.
Word up.
You know what I mean? Well, yo, I'm feeling the energy, so we're going to jump right into it as usual.
Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Let's go ahead
and get this first topic out the way, man.
Okay.
We know the Lakers won the chip last year.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The COVID year, the Lakers came through and won that chip, baby. In the bubble, you know what I mean?
In the bubble.
It's a new year this year, though. You know what I mean? It's a new year. It's a new year in the league. New COVID pop. You know what I mean? Protocols and all that. Yo, man.
Yeah.
What you think, man? You think the Lakers gonna repeat, or who you think gonna get it this year? I know you a Lakers fan like me.
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan full blown. You know it. We see the gear. You know what I mean?
Look,
we know you've been to the Staples Center before.
In there.
You know what I mean?
I bleed for this team. And I'm going to tell you what, I tend to pride myself on not being the obnoxious Laker fan. I try to pride myself on being realistic, you know, damn near to a fault. So the short answer to your question, will we win a ship?
Yes, that's the topic, baby. Will the Lakers repeat?
You know what?
What you
I'm going to go on record, and I'm going to say, hell yes, we're going to win the ship. We're going to win. We are going to win.
I'm out again. I'm going again. Yo.
We go win.
Oh,
and I'm gonna give you a few reasons here.
Let's do it.
Number one, it's gonna be tougher. It's gonna be tougher than the bubble, because for one, we're not in the bubble. It's gonna be tougher in this sense because with the absence of JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, we're not long. No homo. We're not long in the middle like we used to be. And you know, our big guy is Montrezl Harrell, who actually, to me, lost a lot of weight coming from the Clippers to the Lakers. And the poor man, he gets destroyed in the paint damn near. I'm surprised he still has a face, all right? And so we picked up Marc Gasol. Now, while Marc Gasol is a true five, he's a true five to me, in my opinion, only in size. He's actually a real hellified three-point shooter. With there, you don't really want him in the paint, because when he is in the paint, he picks up fouls on almost every single play. That's what I mean by it's going to be tougher. Now, of course, this prediction, and this is more so of the fandom in me versus the analyst side of me coming out right now. We can win the ship again, but of course, this is all assuming health is at an all-time premium. We got to have Anthony Davis. Right? Like, we don't win anything without Anthony Davis. We saw, even with the spark that Dennis Schroeder gave us, when Schroeder and Davis is out, like, I think we probably beat the Timberwolves during that stretch. I think we was like 3-6 or something like that. So Schroeder is a big deal. Bigger than I think even Lakers fans really want to admit. We need him too. But assuming assuming that AD is back and there's no setback with the aggravated Achilles, because that's a big deal, with LeBron clicking, with Schroeder clicking, with Caruso doing his thing on the side, it's not going to happen, because I was saying this shit all last year. I would really prefer, of course, I would prefer to be a millionaire. That's not going to happen. I would prefer to have that strong number 3 guy that we could count on night in, night out. We don't have it. It rotates. And the thing is, we don't know when it rotates. It's like, I don't really know our third guy until like the middle of the third quarter, whether it's Kyle Kuzma catching fire, whether it's KCP. Really, I'm looking more consistency from KCP, and we just haven't gotten that, right? And so, but all things being fair and equal, all things, no injury issues or anything like that, I think we'll be okay. But I'm trying not to get overworked emotionally from February basketball into March basketball. I'm trying my best not to, because really, in the scheme of things, it matters. But here's the only thing where someone can come back at me, and I will actually give them credit for that. So this year with the NBA playoff structure, you're going to have these play-in games for seeds 7 through 10. Now, they
are going with that structure for sure.
Yes. That's a fact this year. And so I could give a quick synopsis of it. So let's just say, for example, the end of the season, you got number 7 going against number 8. Well, that number 17, all they got to do, I think it's going to be like the best 2 out of 3 between the 7 and the 8, right? Unless the number 7, i.e. the higher ranked seed, all they got to do is win once, and then they'll solidify that 7 spot. Right. So then let's just say the loser, they will play the winner of the 8 and 9. Right. I'm sorry, the 9 and 10. I'm getting my numbers jumbled up. But anyway, if you're the higher seed of the 7 and 8 and the 9 and the 10, all you got to do is win once and you keep the spot, basically. But now, if let's just say you're 8 going against 7, you got to beat that number 17 twice. Same deal for the 10th. Going against, now you got to win that twice, and then the loser of, and I know it's going to sound all crazy or whatever, but so the loser of the 7 and 8 matchup gets to face the winner of the 9 and 10 matchup, and the same thing happens over again. So in other words, we don't need to get caught up all that shit and how corny all that shit just sounded that I said. We don't need to really be a part of that. So I'm hoping that we can at least keep 6 ranked seed or above, and we don't have to worry about any of that. You start dicking around with 7, 8 seed, stuff like that, bad things can happen. So I don't want any of that. But no, I'm still riding. We're going to be back. The playoffs to me is what matters. But we will get there. But I don't want none of this play-in tournament. I do not want us to have to play in to keep our spot in the playoffs. Anything can happen. So that was my 2 cents on it. But yeah, I'm riding.
I see you riding, man. A couple things before I get my side. Definitely Schroeder is a big piece.
Big deal.
Of the organization, man. It was a major pickup. I feel like he can be that 3 to LeBron and AD. And I feel like Montrez is a key piece, even though I know you said that he lost some weight. I feel like he's one of our most physical guys out there.
Yes, you know what I mean? He is.
He takes a beating, but he also gives a beating as well.
Yeah.
So definitely, man. Shout out to him, North Carolina native as well.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Marc Gasol. I think when his pickup, I'm like you. I think he was meant to maybe be like I like to say, the Sky's piece where you think he's gonna be in the post. He's gonna set a couple of screens and hit some big threes. You know what I mean? Because his 3-point game is definitely underrated.
It's good.
But if you know about it, you know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of the best 3-point shooting big man there is in the league. You know what I mean? Especially when he was down there in Memphis doing
Absolutely.
Grizzlies. He was crazy with it. But I'm here to tell you, man. You know I'm a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
You know it, man.
Talk to the people.
I don't see us winning this shit this year, man.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah.
I don't see it. I just don't see it, man.
You don't see it at all? Like under any circumstance? Look, back to backs are hard. I
get it. Especially this climate.
But what makes you say that you definitively don't see it? I guess is what I want to know.
Even when we have AD this season alone, to me personally, the spark just hasn't been there.
I agree with that.
I don't feel like, I don't know if it's with Rondo leaving, and I don't know if he provided that spark that I haven't seen this season yet. Or I don't know if the boys are just overall just tired. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Overall tired.
Yeah.
Like last season, when we came in the season getting our ass whooped by the Clippers.
Yeah.
From then on out, I saw a championship team like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
We got AD, we got LeBron, we got Rondo, we got KCP, you know what I mean? We got Cal, we here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck Kawhi. Kawhi want to come join this greatness, we here. And it showed.
Yeah, it did.
But I feel like it being a COVID season and this season starting relatively soon.
Yeah.
The boys don't look sparked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, even with AD.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I know, man. I know with the league the way it is now, with Harden going over there to the Nets and Durant being healthy, and at this particular moment, the Warriors been on a decline due to the trades and Clay being injured. I mean, this it's a tough year to try to half-ass coming out of the West. Because if you don't half-ass it, you could be right back where you were last year. On top of everything, you know what I mean, talk of the town. But if you half-assing it because you're tired or just because the spark isn't there,
that ain't gonna work.
Out of the way. It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? Like you see the boys like Phoenix out here hooping now. You see Utah doing that thing. You see, of course. You see Portland, of course you see other Clippers. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's charged up to get this ship this year.
Yeah.
And I got some stats and then I want to read to you, man. These are the stats for the Lakers for February 18th through March 3rd.
Okay.
Loss at Brooklyn.
Yeah.
James had 32 points. Loss at Miami. Kuzma, 23 points. Loss at Washington.
James, there's a bad loss. Points. Bad fucking loss. I'm still mad about that one.
Overtime loss, too.
Yeah.
The next one. Loss to the Jazz. James, 19 points.
Yeah.
Win in Portland. James, 28 points. Win against Golden State. James had 19 points. Loss against Phoenix. James had 38. And a loss against the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Schroeder had 28.
Yeah.
So, let me see. The last 8 games, they've been 2-6. Corey, let me tell you something, man. I'm here to tell you. Mind you, this is 2-6 going into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
All-Star, by the time this will air on All-Star Saturday.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out, well, there will be 2-6 going into the All-Star break. That's not the type of streak I think that a championship team is supposed to be on. Mind you, AD is hurt. But I'm here to tell you, man, I think they're downplaying AD's injury. I think it's going to be longer than what we think. And I don't see us winning that chip, man.
That'll be my biggest fear.
I see him maybe coming back right before the playoffs and him trying to get his groove back. And it not working so much.
And you bring up a good point, too, with like it ain't like he's just going to be able to come back in and set the world on fire. Well, he wasn't doing that anyway, or whatever. But yeah, he's going to have to get back used to playing. So you're right about that.
Yeah, man. And you come in and I know what losing does to a team morale. You know, I didn't play in college basketball. I played high school ball and middle school and everything else. I know what losing does to a team around.
Oh, okay.
You're not only losing, but you're missing key players. And no, let me back it up. You're not only losing, you're losing to teams that you're not supposed to be losing to.
That's the part that hurts. That's what hurts.
Let me go down this list again, man.
Yeah.
Because some of these games are just disgusting.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, I give you. Miami,
yep.
I might give you.
Yep.
No. Washington.
No.
No.
That's a bad loss.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Utah, I give you.
I give you Utah.
Phoenix,
but then,
yeah,
we should have beat Phoenix, especially with Phoenix. We should have beaten Phoenix because, for one, Booker got thrown out the game like around in the third quarter, like the top of the third quarter, something like that. And I fell asleep watching that game because obviously I can't stay up and watch it. And I woke up the next morning and I looked at the box score. I'm like, how the fuck did we lose that game? Booker won't even play. That turned into a bad loss.
Yeah, and mind you, the icing on the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, Sacramento fucking Kings, 123 to 120. How the fuck are the Kings putting up 120 points?
Yeah. I tell you what, man. Even though LeBron didn't play last night, I still thought that was a game that we could have won. I didn't see it. Obviously, it was on League Pass, so I didn't get to see it. But I caught some of the clips and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like, I know that Montrez, for what I remember them talking about was that Montrez got hit with a tech late in the game for yelling and one. I haven't really investigated that fully or whatnot, and that was kind of like one of the deciding factors. But we could sit here and say the tech is that in the third. I think that Sacramento is a good team, but I think they're a young team, and we're more of a veteran team. That shit shouldn't have happened.
No,
it shouldn't have happened with Sacramento.
No, we have no business losing to the Sacramento Kings. No disrespect to the Kings.
No, respect. They're a nice young team.
Yeah, but no, we have no business losing to the Sacramento Kings. So
I agree.
The Sacramento Kings should not be putting up 120 fucking points on their world championship team.
No way.
No, sorry.
No way.
Sorry, I don't have them, and for that matter fact, I don't have them coming out of the way, bro. I just don't. Not this year. I don't have them winning the chip. I don't. Like I have to see more. I could be wrong. I have to see more, and maybe with this whole play-in system and the seeds and all the crazy shit that they're gonna be doing, maybe maybe I know what Bron can do when he gets focused. I know we still have key pieces minus AD. But man, let me tell you, AD is the guy. AD is let me tell you, AD is a bigger part of this team than LeBron. I'm gonna tell you like that.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, because we saw how the Lakers were even before LeBron had that growing injury on Christmas of year before last. I mean, it wasn't really making a lot of noise. I mean, we were I think we would have gotten in, maybe as a 8 or a 7 seed, but we wouldn't have made no noise. No. We wouldn't have made it out the first round. No. That first year that LeBron got. There's no way in hell we would have done that. No, not that year. So AD, we need him. I hope he gets better. I mean, this is the deal where, kind of like when cats say like you're grieving over something, one of the stages of grief is denial.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with this February and March basketball. I am in denial. I'm like, it's going to get better. I'm trying to have the glass half full, and I'm normally like a half glass empty type of guy. But it's like, okay, Corey, chill. Don't overreact. And this is me. This is the fan. This is the fandom coming out of me right now, and not the logical. No, it's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough. We got an uphill battle.
We do, man.
Yeah.
And speaking of basketball, still keeping on basketball, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the East and talk about the West. You know what I mean? Like,
the East is interesting. The East and the West, they're both interesting. And I tell you what, before we even get too deep into it, I think this is a year where I really feel like there's a great amount of parity amongst these teams on both on East and West. We got a shitload of parity in the NBA this year or whatnot. So, all right, let's steer it to the East, because I think the East is extremely interesting, and it just got more interesting with the acquisition of James Harden going to them damn Brooklyn Nets. All right, I've been, when you sent me the topics, I've been good. This is probably going to be the hardest one that I'm going to have to decipher. And I'm going to tell you.
Me too.
Who do you have winning the East? I'm going to go ahead and run mine out there. And it's not clear cut. A great deal of me wants to say Brooklyn. That's what I want to say, right? Because they're freaking unstoppable, especially when Kevin Durant get back. Now, I'm not going to go with them. I'm not going to go only because I need to see them in the playoffs. But now, can they get out the East? You damn right they can. But I got to see Brooklyn when the game slows down. I got to, and I'm not even talking about the first round. I want to see it when the game. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment known as the regular season, because a lot of times it doesn't mean that much. But man, some of my gosh, do I want to hitch my wagon to Philly?
Woo!
Do I want to hitch my wagon to Philly?
I like it. I like it.
I am going to hitch my wagon to Philly to come out of the East.
I like it.
Reluctantly, because it's Philly. And I haven't really called on Philly since Allen Iverson. But these guys, they have experience playing with one another. They have taken their lumps in the playoffs with that whole TikTok shot of Kawhi Leonard when he was with Toronto. When Joel Embiid started crying after that game, I'm like, oh, he's pissed. And you can sit here and knock that guy for crazy. You can do whatever you want. I like that. I like a dude who's not afraid to show like, yo, this shit hurt me.
Absolutely.
This is not going to happen again if I can help it. I think Ben Simmons got better. I think Tobias Harris got better. I'm just saying, when the game slows down, I'm looking more for experience. We remember back when the Big Three formed in Miami, when everybody was like, oh, you got Bosh, you got Dwayne Wade, you got LeBron James. Well, all you need is two other janitors to fill out the starting five, and they're going to daggone not get to, we knew we was going to get to the finals, but are they going to win? And you know what? They lost to the Dallas Mavericks. So they even, it's a few things why I say this. Number one, there still haven't been a lot of games where Brooklyn played together at full strength. So I would argue that when KD gets back, he's going to get the bulk of the shots as well as he should, because he is still the best player on the team. James Harden has showed me, at least in these past couple of weeks, unless the nigga is lying, that he could say, you know what, man, I'm going to fall back. I'm going to be the facilitator. He's been doing excellent with that. And Kyrie is just fucking Kyrie. You can say what he want, the sage, the flat earth, the whatever the hell. That motherfucker could still ball. And that nigga still got crazy ball handling abilities. He is nice. So what I look at as the X factor, because see, you're going to have them. But see, with Joe Harris, with the spot up three that he get, see, he's been good with KD being out. Does it take a lot longer for him to get in rhythm when KD gets back? I just need to see how these guys, including Joe Harris, all play together when they get back before I'm going to say they come out the East. But right now, if I had to pick, I'm going out of the East. I'm going with Philly. I think Milwaukee has fallen down. And Chris Middleton, I don't know. It seems like we've seen this song and dance before. I would love to see Philly and Milwaukee go at it in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not sold on them. Boston, they got to get Marcus Smart back, or they're just toast. And then everybody under that, well, you got the Knicks at the number 5, and I'm not worried about that. Charlotte, I love Charlotte. They're definitely not ready yet. The only other team that could maybe make some noise if they get their shit together would be Miami, and they're at the 7th spot. But again, remember what we just talked about: those playing games, 7 and 10. Anything can happen from 7 to 10. So I don't want to hitch my wagon on that. Who you got, brother? Who you got out the East?
Before I even give my take, man, I just want to say I think you're sleeping on the Knicks personally. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This is a fire-ass young squad. You know what I mean? Shout out to Julius Randle out this bitch. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Hooping. All-star salute former Laker. You know what I mean? I see you, boy. Do your thing.
And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched not one New York Knicks game this whole season, so I digress.
Man, let me tell you, man. Yo, bro, shout out, Coach of the Year has to be Tibbs.
Yeah, Tibbs doing work.
Tibbs
doing work.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, if you watch the boys play, like a new climate. I'm telling you, bro, like, it is crazy. It is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna tell you, I agree with you about Philly. You know what I mean? Can be tough coming out of there, man. You know what I mean? I want to hang my hat on Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because of the star power.
Yeah.
And because
and I wouldn't be mad at that.
The playoff experience as well.
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you, man.
Who you got?
I'm gonna have to pick Philly as well. Let me tell you, your boy. Let me tell you. Let me just start.
Joel Embiid is in a whole nother galaxy right now, and it wouldn't surprise me if he won MVP. It really wouldn't.
That's all I want to say. But let me tell you, Sam. That boy has been on a tear, man. And he always has been tough as fuck. He always talking shit. He always like them bust your ass.
Yeah.
Yo, I like him. I love him for that. And I love exactly that.
It's like he realized how great he is now. Like he realized that now.
Yeah, like I watched him the other night hit the game when he shot from 3, like it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like he's more focused, seems like. You know what I mean? He's posted up now. He's using, like you said, it's like he woke up and realized, yo, I'm nice.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
And
that's what he's doing. I know people criticize Ben Simmons for not having a jump shot. You know what I mean? But I still think that he's one of the most hardest working talents in the league. And,
I agree.
I feel like I feel like with his skill set, he could probably go to his whole NBA career and not have a jump shot and be fine. You know what I mean? I feel like if he develops a mid-range game,
he got to get the mid-range. He do have to get the mid-range.
He needs a Kawhi-like mid-game.
Yeah.
3-pointer, nah. You need a 10 to 12. You should be knocking that down, no doubt. But I feel like if he can make up with that by being the point guard he is, the slasher, moving without the ball well, create more opportunities for other people. Because I feel like his assist game is underrated. I really do. I feel like his assist game is underrated. I fuck with Ben.
He's nice.
I fuck with the whole squad. Tobias Harris and workhorse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. I feel like they may be the team to come out of the East as far as getting to the finals wise. I know, like I said, I know the star power that they have over there in Brooklyn. That's cool and all.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, playoff basketball, I'm gonna have to roll with the team that I feel that is proven that has been proven and has been tested.
Okay, it's been battle tested.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I love the Knicks. I know I love what they're doing out there. You know what I mean? But as far as coming out of the East, man, I gotta go with Philly. You know what I mean? And you're right. Boston will have a chance if they get Marcus Smart back.
They got to get Smart back. They got to get Smart back. Period.
Smart back, man. So
that team is not the same without Smart. Like my wife, she's a Boston Celtics fan. Go figure.
Yeah.
And she's just like, when is Smart coming back? And I'm just like, I don't know. I heard a report is supposed to be maybe in another week or two, but they needed him back yesterday. So
man, listen, we wish him a speedy recovery. He's tenacious out there. He's a leader. He's a firecracker. I love what he does. I love what he brings to the table, man. And they need it out there in Brooklyn.
Yeah. So obviously, I got the Lakers winning the whole thing. So that kind of proves my West. Who do you got coming out the West? West is a monster too.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I really don't know. I don't know.
No.
Right now,
are you putting your faith in Utah? Everybody's putting their faith in Utah right now.
No, I'm gonna put my faith in the Lakers. Where I'm gonna put my faith in. If I put it fan wise, I'm always have my faith in the Lakers.
Yeah.
But podcaster V, you know what I mean? Unbiased V. Man, let me tell you, man, the Jazz look well.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick today, man, it's kind of hard. It's still kind of hard to bet against the Clippers.
It is. It
it's
is.
kind of
I'm trying.
hard to feel better against the
It's
Clippers,
tough.
man.
It is tough.
You know, it's kind
Yeah.
of hard. I can't do it. I gotta pick the Clippers.
Yeah.
I have to pick.
I tell you, I'm not really mad at that because like they have everything that they need to, you know, definitely get to the Western Conference Finals. And then it's like I battle like with who we're going to play. We being the Lakers, who we're going to play, and it's kind of like, man, I could definitely see the Clippers, no question. Like I could probably see them over anybody else. I kind of start to wonder, like, when, like, is this the year that Portland breaks through?
Man,
You know,
listen, man, talk about Dame Dollar, man.
Bro, like,
and the reemergence of fucking Melo.
Dog, Carmelo has been beasting, and this has been without CJ McCollum. Like, dog.
I forgot that CJ was out. Yo, yeah. For real. We can't sleep on Portland coming out.
I'm not going to sleep on them. I'm not going to sleep on Portland. I'm not going to sleep. Nobody sleep on the Clippers, but I'm not going to sleep on Denver either. I think Denver is the other one that I could maybe say. I still think they're about maybe a year or two away, but they kind of been slumping lately. But nah, Portland or the Clippers is who I think we're going to end up playing. And I mean, look, the Phoenix Suns. I want to see that. Like CP3 got the boys right.
Yeah, but
Devin Booker's a beast. But I still think they're like, you know, maybe a year or two away from serious talks like that. So I don't want to get caught up in February and March rankings and be like, oh, they're going to, you know. But yeah, I could see Utah. But I could see the Clippers. I could see the Clippers and then Portland behind the Lakers.
Yeah.
Maybe on top, depending on how the injuries go. Fuck.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I got a friend by my homeboy Jeter. I know he's a huge Portland fan. You know what I mean? So I know he's going crazy. Matter of fact, we're gonna do a first on this podcast.
Let's do it.
Call, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna chime in with the people out here. You know
Let's holler at them.
You know what I mean? Unexpected, unscripted. You know what I mean? That's what we do in the Zone podcast, brought to you by Skyzone.Society. You know what I mean? Let me call up a Portland fan right now. You know what I mean? Let's
Word up.
You know what I mean? Let's see how he's gonna give it up, man. You know what I mean?
So he's like, yo, what the fuck?
Right. People can't get online, man. He's probably like, man, what the hell do you want? Don't look like we're going to get them, man. I thought we were going to be able to holler at them. You know what I mean?
It's all good.
Let's see if we can talk to a real Portland fan. You know what I mean? But my homeboy Jeter's a diehard Portland fan. I know he's going crazy. You know what I mean?
Respect. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We're going to see. We're going to see after the All-Star break what people, you know what I mean, what the team's going to do, what the NBA going to be looking like. You know what I mean?
Word.
Shout out everybody that's going to be in Atlanta. Be safe.
Yeah, please.
Please be safe, man, because they nasty down there. They've been open for a while. They ain't
nasty motherfuckers.
Nasty niggas.
Nasty R&B niggas.
You know what I mean? But yo, man, hot off the press today.
Woo. Talk to him.
Man, yo. Y'all, by now, y'all probably definitely have heard what we hear the word about time this airs. For sure. Breaking news this week, just today. You know what I mean? Today is Thursday. When we filming this today. Breaking news.
Wee.
Yo, matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do right here, because you know what I mean. It's preferable for the smoke in the city. You know what I mean. So let me get some smoke in the city going.
There you go.
You know what I mean? If you've been under a rock. And you don't know, we breaking news.
Yeah, man.
Russell Simmons. No, I'm sorry, not Russell Simmons. I'm a rapper, forgive me.
Yeah, Def Jam, baby.
Russell Wilson, baby, says, yo, Seahawks, I want out of here.
Ooh.
Breaking news. He is unhappy. Russell Wilson wants all the smoke and he is unhappy. Oh, my goodness. Seahawks. First, y'all had Chad Wheeler do what he did.
Yeah.
Now, y'all are making the man The guy, the Super Bowl champ, Russell Wilson, very unhappy. You lost the Legion of Boom, and now you're going to try to lose this guy, Corey. What the hell is going on?
First of all, I'm not sure how well you can see like my plaques of the 49ers in the background of the shrine and the things up by the wall by my name. So as a 49ers fan, this pleases me to no end. But this isn't about the 49ers tonight. We'll deal with that later. This isn't about this. But just to be on the record, this pleases me to no end. I've been waiting for the destruction of the Seattle Seahawks since like they've been kicking our ass for like since the Colin Kaepernick days. So that's number one. All right. So it was announced on ESPN and multiple sources that they are definitely entertaining calls for Russell Wilson. And when I hear this, taking the 49ers, the 49er fandom out of it, Seattle, what the fuck is y'all thinking? So it is alleged that Pete Carroll rules with an iron fist, and that he's really not approachable, and that you really can't talk to him. It is rumored, and that's all I keep saying, rumored. You hear this on multiple sports shows, is that, hey, long as you fall in line, long as you're the Seattle Seahawks toy soldier, there is no problem. But don't attempt to grow a brain and offer any type of input towards anything, or it's like, fuck you. Now, their owner, and I want to make sure I get the name. I want to say Paul Allen's what I want to say. Somebody may correct me if I'm wrong, but their owner died. I want to say about maybe 2 years ago. Okay. But anyway, so when that happens, he was kind of like the buffer between Pete Carroll and really other players as well. He had a very old school philosophy, a very open door philosophy. So now with his unfortunate passing, his son is basically in charge of it. Well, yep. Okay. And so basically we saw the same thing happen with the 49ers, and it's a parallel when you have the owner who's kind of used to doing a certain way, and then the successor, they take over. But it's kind of like, you know what, guys? I don't really want to get too involved in the football things. I want to focus on being an owner. I want to focus on the big picture. I hire you guys to deal with the X's and O's. I hire a GM to deal with player personnel and things. I don't really want to deal with that. And I think that's what's going on. I think that's what's going on in Seattle right now. So that buffer, that guy, that, you know, we all, you know, it's very similar to, like you look at Shaquille O'Neal, for example, right? One point in time, he was wilding out on JaVale McGee for the whole Shaq and the Fool thing. And Mama O'Neal called him and said, yo, chill that shit out. And it's been dead, and it hasn't been a problem ever since. Well, the same deal like that with owners, where it's kind of like...
His mom called, like Shaq's mom called him? And told him
Shaq's mom called Shaq and told Shaq to chill out on messing with JaVale McGee, because here's the deal. Real quick, don't want to get sidetracked too much. Right. JaVale McGee didn't like being on Shaq and the Fool every damn Thursday, like every single Thursday. And Shaq would go in, and you know, Shaq being a big guy, he is extremely critical of other big guys, and he just didn't think JaVale McGee's that good. Is that in the third? And so for the long, and this been going on for years before it came to a head. Now I was thinking that the whole time that JaVale McGee was taking this shit in stride. Oh, no. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he popped off at Shaq. Now, Shaq, while I do love Shaq, especially what he did with the Lakers and stuff like that, and I do think he's a fun personality, outgoing type of guy, Shaq does approach me, or not approach me, but he comes off as sometimes of a guy who could dish things, even just jokes. But then when you fire back or you say something, it's kind of like, whoa, I'm the big Shaq. You can't say that. You can't do anything like that. Well, so that happened. And then Shaq got all up in his feelings, and he really started going in on how good JaVale was on TNT. Like, you have to Google that shit. Like it went crazy. And it's kind of like, JaVale was like, well, look, I'm still a man. I'm going to stand up for myself. I don't really rock with you like that. I don't know why you got me up here every Thursday night. Like, you're just making stuff up at this point. And Shaq's like, yo, it's my segment. I do whatever I want. Mama Shaq O'Neal got involved, and she was like, quit picking on that boy. Stop it. Done. And Shaq was like, Shaq listened to his mom. We all listen to our moms. Like, we could be fucking 49 years old. Our parents could be fucking 70 years old. Like, what they say has to matter. So bringing it back into this wheelhouse, just think of the owner like the parent. Like, Russell may have came to him and he may have went down the daggone, assuming he could have went down to Pete Carroll and be like, man, look. Here's what you need to do. Like, look, I understand what you're doing. I know you're a defensive guy, but look, Russ needs A, B, and C. And it's like, okay, well, you know what? You're the owner. It's always hard to say no to the owner. You're going to acquiesce more so than not to that, right? So, but now that's not there anymore. We had the same thing when Eddie DeBarlo with the 49ers sold the team to his nephew in Jed York. Jed York is like, yo, I don't deal with football, dog. I don't deal with the personnel. I hire the coach, which was Jim Harbaugh at the time, and then I hire the general manager, Trent Baalke at the time. Y'all figure that shit out. And so when they would have cat fights, Jed York would be like, look, y'all guys figure it out. And so Trent Baalke had the power. John Harbaugh left. Well, you're kind of having the same dynamic now, except that instead of it being the general manager, this is between Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. And there ain't nobody there that's stepping in to smooth this shit out. Look, man, you don't get rid of that guy. Pete Carroll has forgotten how shitty they was before Russell Wilson got there. And look, and I get it. Yep, you got argue the Hall of Fame defense in the Legion of Boom. As a 49ers fan, I study these guys ridiculously because I hate them. I love them, but I hate them. So, yeah, I would give all the credit in the world to the Legion of Boom, but Russell Wilson did his part too. And let's not forget, it was Pete Carroll who called that dumbass slant play at the Super Bowl with the Patriots when they should have gave the shit to the beast incarnate known as Marshawn Lynch. That's what they should have done. It was Pete who either came up with that decision or to run that play or didn't stop that play from being ran. That's who you're wielding your power to. Seattle, if anyone is out there listening, get the shit together. Whatever y'all have to do, smooth this shit out. Because for one, Russell Wilson represents your franchise as best as anybody I've ever seen. Damn near with the exception of late, every time this nigga in the interview, go Hawks! Go, I mean, it's so fucking generic and so toy soldierous, it annoys me, but I'm a 49ers fan, so everything that Seattle does annoys me. But you man, look, you get rid of that guy if you want to. Now, as a 49ers fan, I am happy, but I'm not so happy because we're not going to get him. They're not going to trade him in division to us, so I don't really give a fuck. I'm happy with the decision. But I tell you what, before I let you rock real quick, Russell Wilson has basically the whole genesis of this shit is that I need more control or I need say so, which I think is valid. Any other company with their top employees, they at least have an opinion. Now, whether it gets exercised all the way out or not, that's a whole different ballgame. But dude, I can't even talk. I can't even talk. Like you got that going on. And then check this out with Tony Kornheiser from Part of Interruption. He made a hell of a point where it's like, yo, you don't win on this campaign totally shitting on the offensive line. Well, normally with the offensive line, quarterbacks, if they truly love them and value them, they'd be buying these cats Rolexes, paying their kids tuitions and shit like that because they protect you. They keep you upright. So now, do you really think that Russell Wilson is going to be able to go under center that he badmouthed this same offensive line? You think that nigga getting toe tagged now? Wait until fall, my friend, if he suits up behind him. They better get if they're going to keep Russell Wilson, they better get a whole brand new offensive line. Because I'm telling you, that nigga going to get teed up 3 ways from Sunday on Sunday. Shit is crazy. It's crazy.
Everything you're saying is 100% right. And I'm going to tell you. Seattle, you're stupid. I'm going to just put it out there. I'm going to read what this headline says, bro. It says that Russell Wilson hasn't demanded a trade, but he's not happy with the Seahawks. ESPN's Deanna Rossini said Thursday on the Pat McAfee show.
God almighty. And listed 4 teams where he wanted to go. But he's not demanding a trade, though.
And you know what, bro? Here's what I don't like. Here's what was the next paragraph of that. Rossini also added that Seattle isn't shopping the star quarterback.
Yeah.
But it's fielding calls from inquiring teams. I'm gonna
Same
stop.
difference.
I'm gonna stop right there.
It's the same damn difference.
Seattle. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Say it again for the people in the back.
What do you mean you're not shopping Russell Wilson? But you're fielding calls. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Who was y'all PR guy with this bullshit? Y'all are fielding calls? What does that even mean? You're shopping him. You're shopping an 8-time Pro Bowler. You're shopping Russell Wilson. Let me be clear. You're shopping an 8-time Pro Bowler when the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars just got Urban Meyer as a fucking head coach right now. That's what you want to. That's what you want to do.
It's hard to find a quarterback, dog.
If a coach like Urban Meyer gets his hand on somebody like Russell Wilson,
bro,
you think that won't change that Jaguars organization?
Russell is a future Hall of Famer. Future Hall of Famer. Automatic. You go ahead and book it. If he don't ever take another snap, he's gonna be a fucking Hall of Famer. If not first ballot, he might be second or third, but he definitely. I mean,
sure shot. He could retire today.
Yeah.
Sure shot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
First of all, we talking about a Super Bowl champion. Could have been 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you, Pete Carroll, called that dumbass play,
that's his fault.
Malcolm Butler the starter he is now.
Yep.
We will forever remember Malcolm Butler.
You sure will.
You, Pete Carroll.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You threw a goddamn pass on the half-yard line.
Half-yard line, son.
What the fuck was you playing? What was you doing?
I wouldn't even call that play in Madden.
No.
Okay?
No. Because I already know the opposite person gonna call. They gonna call goal line and stop my shit. What are you doing? You had one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league.
Fact.
Not only that, you had a great receiving coordinator.
Yeah.
But you chose to throw on the half-yard line to Malcolm Butler.
And I would say, man, I think it's that singular play that started all of this of what we're dealing with today.
And you could be right. We don't even know. We have no proof of this. We just speculating here.
Yeah.
You could be right.
But ask Richard Sherman. Ask Earl Thomas.
Yeah, man.
Ask Cam Chancellor. Ask them.
Yeah. Because them boys, that's when everything went this way. Everything was going this way. But man, I'm gonna tell you, if you're fielding calls, if you are taking text messages, if you're having your fucking secretary write down little notes of who's calling for fucking Russell Wilson, you're stupid. Whatever you're doing, you're stupid. If you're not taking that man in that office and saying, yo, what you need?
Yeah.
Anything less than that, stupid.
I mean, let's break this down, right? You're married to your beautiful wife, Michelle. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Davina. Could you just imagine? This is the difference between just dating somebody and being married, right? They need to marry Russell Wilson.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine that if we told our wives, like, well, now keep in mind now, we're thinking we married, just for the sake of argument. We're thinking we married. And, it's like, well, yeah, I want to stay with you forever, but, if someone calls me trying to holler, I'm at least hear them out, babe. I mean, could you imagine? Look, I would get my balls cut off if I told my wife that. I would get my wedding ring shoved up my ass if I said, well, you know what, baby? Yeah, we should be together forever. And like, even in the afterlife. But you know what, man? Look, honey, this is just the nature of the beast. Like, look, if somebody call, I got to at least listen.
At least don't know. You gonna tell? I'm gonna field the call.
That's what they're saying to Russell Wilson. No, that's exactly what they're saying.
It's the same thing.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Oh my God, Seattle, y'all about to drop the fucking ball again, man. And you know, as an organization, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm surprised that y'all are even fielding calls, whatever the fuck you're doing. I'm really surprised that. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised.
I am. And you could tell that they either don't know or they've forgotten what it was like before Russell Wilson been there. You've been a fan of Tampa Bay before you moved, where they would go years without getting the playoffs.
Yeah.
I, as a 49er fan, we might hit the playoff once, with the exception of the Jim Harbaugh era. That was an anomaly, but normally we hit the playoffs like once every 3 to 4 years. Yeah. It is so hard to even get in the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks, ever since Russell Wilson been there, has gotten to the playoffs. And is it a Super Bowl? No. But I tell you what, in the NFL, unlike the NBA where over half their team gets in, the NFL ain't like that. Yeah, I think the NFL has expanded it to 14 now. But that's still not half. There's 32 teams in the NFL. But even before the wild card expansion, dude, it's only 12 teams that got in the playoffs. So just the structure and the dichotomy of the NFL playoffs is already hard to get in the playoffs. Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom and Seattle, since he's been there. Look, it's something to be said about what happens on your watch. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, they need to think this shit over. They need to, and look, and what I was thinking about before the podcast, man, and I know the NBA and anything male-driven is subject to ego, massive ego. But let me tell you something. Out of the 4 major sports, there is no place worse than the NFL when you start talking about ego. Because this is all what this shit is on both ends. On both ends. This is motherfucking ego talking, and they need to square this shit up, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be some dark days ahead. Because let me tell you something, man. We being the 49ers didn't make a lot of noise. That was mostly due to injuries. We will be back. I'm not going to say we're going to. I'm not saying that we're going to win. I'm not saying all that. But you look. It's to be determined what Matthew Stafford is going to do in LA. But with the Rams, but shoot, they still got Aaron Donald on the other side of the field.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, dude, and the Cardinals look, and I'm not saying JJ Watt is a blockbuster trade, but Arizona ain't getting any weaker in the NFC. What the NFC West is a fucking problem. This ain't like the NFC East. It is not. The NFC West, I will argue, for the past couple of years, with some hits and misses here and there, I give you that, have top to bottom, has been one of the toughest divisions for a while. You don't want to fuck around in that division, man. That shit hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
You're right, man. I feel like they don't wake up and realize what they're about to do is a crazy, and
they better figure it out and figure it out soon.
It's a crazy mistake, and it would be a long-term mistake.
Yes, sir.
If they let that boy go, because I can name a few teams right now that are looking for a stud like Russell Wilson. You got Washington who's looking for a quarterback.
And they defense with that Chase Young, child,
listen.
All right.
Listen. And then don't even let Dice get healthy at the running back spot. You know what I mean? And do this thing. You know what I mean? So that's there. Oh, like I said, you got the Jaguars who need a quarterback, and you come and somebody like Urban Meyer who would definitely, I could see building a great team around Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, bet your bottom dollar the Eagles will take Russell Wilson and say, "Hold on, Jalen. You're going to have to, not so fast, my friend.
Right.
You're going to have to wait a minute. I promise you they will. I promise you, every team is calling, saying, yo, every team but the Colts, of course, is calling like, yo.
Yeah. I mean, you can even look at the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely. Hey, but you know, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, though. I'm going to tell you where he's going to go, and I'm going to tell you what it's going to be. New England.
Whoa. If Russell Wilson get with New England, it is over.
You think Belichick don't know what to do with him? Belichick say, hey, cool. We had one down here. Can you imagine Cam at backup and Russell Wilson at starting quarterback? Can you imagine Cam out there probably running some wide receiver to throw some shit off? You never fucking know. You never know.
Right.
You never
that shit
know
would be scary.
Grow up with that shit. That shit would be crazy.
Yeah.
I promise you. And I guarantee you, I promise you, if I know Bill Belichick like I know him in that Patriots organization, they're looking for somebody like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they want. They want somebody like that.
They do. And I tell you what, man, I've always, even though rivalry, I didn't care for him too much, only from a rivalry standpoint, he's everything that I wish Colin Kaepernick would have been in regards of a mobile running quarterback and stuff like that. I've always been envious of him. I'm like, damn, I wish we could have got his ass. I mean, I love what Colin Kaepernick did for us or whatever, but Russell Wilson is what we was hoping that Colin Kaepernick could have been.
Well, he could have been. He just his time was just cut short. He was on the way there. You got to think what he did in his little bit of time that he had his life. He took y'all to the chip. You know what I mean? He did that. You know what I mean? So who to say what would have been going on right now and what could have? Because you got to think, if y'all keep count, there is no Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is no situation like that because y'all would have to pay Cap. You know what I mean? Cap y'all would have to pay Cap. So and I still hate that this man still doesn't have a job. But
don't get me started.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, don't get me started there.
That's a whole other podcast, bro. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to definitely do that one. You know what I mean? But man. Back with the Chad Wheeler update. I haven't had any new news regarding the Chad Wheeler update as far as courtrooms, and I don't know if you heard anything.
I haven't. I reviewed it. The last update was like a week ago from major sources, which we went over last podcast. So the court dates and all that still the same and everything. No new news, but look, the fact that we even bringing it up is cool, and it's you're not going to hear it anywhere else. So we don't rain on that since the start of the podcast as a whole, or whatnot. But no new news right now. But you best believe that when we hear it, it's going to be splattered and sprinkled all around over here. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely, man. We're going to keep y'all updated on the Zone Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all for rocking with us for real.
Love y'all.
Subscribe, you know what I mean, to the channel, the Skyzone.Society Network. Bring y'all, you know what I mean, that black media, baby. That's what we're doing. Independent everything, baby. Independent everything. Everything, man. We're going to holler at y'all after the All-Star Game weekend.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about the crazy shit that we see at the All-Star Game.
Yep.
There's lots and lots more, you know what I mean?
Dunk contest, all that shit.
You already know, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about all that, you know what I'm saying? And some more topics as well. You know what I mean? Y'all tune in on SoundCloud, you feel me, as well as YouTube. You know what I mean? A lot of people like the audio, some people like the visuals, some people like both. How we get it, you know what I mean? Just keep getting it, keep supporting. You know what I mean? Me and Corey, you know what I mean? We're going to keep busting y'all in the head every week. We're here to stay, baby. We're here to stay. We're here to stay, baby. You know what I mean? We're here to stay. We're here to stay. That's what we're going to do, baby.
We out here.
Each and every Saturday, we're here for y'all. You know what I mean? So y'all can tune into. You know what I mean? Tune into this that Real Talk Sports Podcast. No politics. You know what I mean? Anything goes on here. You know what I mean? Real opinions, barbershop style talk. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Baby? You know what I mean? Till next time, Corey, boy, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, likewise, my G. And man, y'all enjoy y'all weekend, man.
Already, you know what it is, man. Be safe.
All right, brother. Stay up.
Peace.